ready for you. Two bears, a bow and a gun. Ain't much to look at, but we're having fun. We got Ryan and Roddy and Brownie too, and two bears are ready for you.
Well, hello everybody. I guess this is Two Bears and Friends debut. So our show is going to be more about realistic hunting, hunting with new people, introducing them to the outdoors. And when I say realistic, I'm talking about, the average Joe, what they're going to be hunting, how big those things are that they're going to be bringing home, and what are they going to be doing with them. So are they going to be eating them? Are they going to be making taxidermy out of them? All these kinds of things. So that's more or less what our theme is. And for the last year and a half, that's pretty much what we've been doing and having a great time doing it. So in this first episode, we're going to focus on black bear hunting. Black bear hunting is something that we are privileged enough to do often because there's large numbers of them. And in the spring and the fall, we have the opportunity to go hunting. So from April to June, and then again in August right till November. And you're allowed to get 2 black bears every year in most parts of British Columbia. So out we go and we hit them logging roads and we start doing our scouting as much as possible. And of course, while we're scouting, we're also hunting, because black bears can be just about anywhere. And even though we're looking for that perfect little spot, that nice little secluded green road, or the perfect little cut block off the beaten path. So in April we have to contend with the white fluffy stuff that's beautiful to look at and play in sometimes, but not real fun to move. So we got to get rid of that stuff. It's always seems to be in the way when we're trying to get going and get our spring bear hunting on the road. So. And of course you got the early spring runoff, which causes lots of flooding. And you've got your roads getting washed out, and you got to contend with all this kind of stuff. But it's part of the adventure, and it's something that we accept. So make sure we bring all the right tools with us when we do go. A chainsaw and a jackal and a shovel and an axe and all those things. But it is part of the adventure, and it is what it is. I remember guiding back in the day and had a client sit on the hood with a big pole, poking into the sides of the road to make sure we didn't drive over into the ditch. It was so deep. But whatever it takes to get in there. I almost lost my truck over a homemade bridge one time, and spent the last few hours trying to get that out. I guess the hunting clients kind of had fun with that, but I was not having fun. But these are the things that we put up with, and we call it fun.
Didn't have to call search and rescue on that one, Coast Guard, but it was pretty deep. A little trick that I usually do if it gets too deep is take the fan belt off and then go through. That way it doesn't spray all the water up into the top end of your engine, but we didn't have to do it that time. So let's see if we can continue on our hunt here without any more water problems. My lovely wife thought I was being so romantic by bringing her this dandelion. It's not what I would consider to be romantic, especially when I'm going to eat it. Very tasty. Sorry, honey. I'll have to get you some
real flowers when we get to town.
It's a patch of fiddleheads. Fiddleheads are quite tasty. A lot of people don't know that. It's a little better when they're like smaller to the ground. But even now, the tops that are still curled in tight, that's what they look like at the top, they're still quite good. Of course, you're supposed to blow the bugs off of it first, but mix that with some dandelion heads and you got your nice little black bear salad. It's very tasty, lots of vitamin C. They do say that whatever a black bear eats, a man can eat, so one thing to consider, I suppose, if you're starving to death and forgot your lunch. Talk to you later.
Well, now that I've had my main course, time for some dessert. Indian paintbrushes are up already. Take these little tubers and pull on them. And the little white part on the end. Suck the nectar out, they're quite sweet. She loves me. She loves me not. Uh-oh. I guess I'm gonna have to get some more.
So I'm one of those types of hunters that I hunt with a lot of different techniques and tools. And so I do use my rifle and I do use my bow. And I take them both with me usually. And whatever opportunity presents itself is the one I'll usually go with. So in this next segment here, you'll see that I'm on this bear and I end up shooting it at 9 yards with my rifle, which is ridiculous. But, you know, I get out of the truck and the wind is completely wrong. It's on a corner and I need to make this happen relatively quickly before I'm busted with the wind. But halfway there, the wind changes to my favor. So it would have been handy to just have someone else packing my bow for me, maybe? No, that doesn't happen. So the cameraman's already got their hands full. So anyways, I end up taking this one at 9 yards and got the dog in on it and helped me retrieve it. And it's not a real big bear, but that's okay because I'm allowed two. So 2 small ones equals 1 big one. So I end up getting my sausage after all. So here we go.
That should have been a bow shot, but you can't plan these things properly. That was 10 yards. It was a good hit. See the blood. So we're gonna walk back to the truck, take our time, let him lie down, get the dog out. Go get him. See you in a bit.
So here's my second bear. This is right at the end of the season. The mosquitoes were thick, big as hummingbirds, just about pack you away. I swear you could carve a hind quarter off of one of them things and be fine with your meat. There's just a lot of them. You open your mouth, they're in there, they're all over the place, real miserable. So I'd been stalking this bear back and forth over the road, one side to the other, in and out of the bush. And finally I got up on it close enough and it disappeared, winded me again. And I finally just told my cameraman, which is my lovely wife, to go back to the truck and might as well just get the truck and I'd wait there. And about halfway back to the truck, I could just see a little bit of it in the tall grass off to the left side. And so I signaled to her to get the camera set up. So she got a distant shot at least. And you'll see I'm shooting off of my homemade tripod, which is obviously a very effective way to do a standing stable shot. So here's my second bear of the season, and got the freezer full.
Well, got my second bear down in the season. I didn't want to hold out for a great big monster or for a bow shot because today is the last day of the season and I wanted to make it happen. So this bear outsmarted me, which isn't hard to do usually. Winded us actually, and I holed up on the side of the road while it went. I had probably 300 more yards and then popped out and crossed over onto my side and I was in the ditch.
So I just stalked in the ditch and signaled back to Connie to stop going towards the truck and come back towards me, and so she caught up as close as she could and set up for the video, and I shot him at 81 yards when he stood up to look at me. Just as he smelled me, he looked up, stood up to look at me, get a purchase or for a view, and I took him in the chest. So he's only in off the road probably 30 yards. A lot of mosquitoes, as you can see. I just inhaled one. So we'll get him back to the truck and head her for home.
Well, that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the show. So take care, and we'll talk to you later.